Hello everyone, Matt here, and welcome to my fragrance obsession. Now, as you can see, I know it's a little bit dark, so let's get some candles lit. Because, in case you guys don't know, I actually really enjoy candles. I find them really relaxing, soothing, and very comforting. I used to have a room filled with candles, but you know, there comes a time when your candles run out, so you have to end up getting new ones. So that's just the way it is. Now, in this video, we're actually going to be talking about a fragrance launched from the house of Joop, and this fragrance is one of my favorites from the house. I first heard of this fragrance when I was working for a company called Boots. It was a company which did fragrances, cosmetics, that sort of thing. So we are going to be talking about a fragrance called Joop Jump. Please stay tuned, guys, and we will talk about this amazing fragrance. Welcome to this episode. Now, as I've already shown you, we're going to be talking about Joop Jump. Now, this fragrance came out in 2005. This is a personal favorite of mine. I've always liked this fragrance because it holds a very nice story that I hold really close to my heart. Now, obviously, I know that we're all fans of music. We all have different tastes in music, and in my taste of music, I like a lot of contemporary music in terms of piano music, a lot of instrumental music, and I also like ambient music. So I'm a very chilled out I'm a bit of a dreamer, really, you know. I'm really into a lot of ambient kind of space music, so I like atmospheric type music as well. So I remember when I was traveling to America for the first time, to see my girlfriend, I was very, very scared. This was 2 years ago, so 2 years ago, so I was about 20 years old. And I was so scared of traveling because, I mean, obviously I've traveled before, but not by myself. And this was a very long way. I ended up traveling from Manchester to Brussels in Belgium, then from Belgium all the way to JFK Airport. So I was probably traveling for about 30 hours, so it was a really long time. But I was always thinking about just getting to America eventually. That was the one thing I thought about more than anything, was getting to America. And this fragrance actually kept me company, because I ended up taking a little sample of this in a little fragrance vial. And it kept me safe. I don't know what it was, but it kept me safe. And not only did the fragrance keep me safe, but I ended up listening to this piece of music by a composer called Adam Young. Now, he is an amazing composer. If you've never heard of him before, he's actually responsible for a lot of music from a band called Owl City. And Owl City did a song called Fireflies, which was world famous. It actually became #1 in America and also in the United Kingdom a couple of years ago. It's actually a brilliant song. It's really overplayed, but it's still a really good song. Well, he was the guy who invented that, and he also did a lot of ambient music beforehand, and one of the bands that he was in was called Port Blue, and Port Blue was a kind of atmospheric, summer, happy sort of contemporary ambient music sort of musical unit, which had Adam Young on the keyboards, and I think he had a few more people with him as well. And he's also done other projects such as, let's see, what else has he done? He's done Owl City, Port Blue, that's Port Blue, who I really like. He's also done a lot of other musical little mini bands as before, but I actually can't remember any of the names of them, sadly. Swimming with Dolphins is one of them, I do know that. So he does a lot of nice music. It's very heavenly, very nice ambient sort of music. And whenever I smell this fragrance, it takes me back to that piece of music that I was listening to. And It was actually an album by Port Blue called The Airship. If you've never listened to The Airship, you need to give it a listen to, because if you really appreciate music, it's an album that you really need to listen to. It's just beautiful. It was the one album which really kept me safe. I listened to it on loop for the whole 30 hours I was traveling, and it did not get boring to me because it kind of kept me sane in a way, you know. So it kept me really safe, and I felt really good. And it's the same with this fragrance. This fragrance also kept me feeling really nice. So whenever I smell this fragrance, I'm just instantly taken back to that album. It's really strange what a fragrance can do to you. So let's get onto this fragrance. So this is a fragrance called Joop Jump, launched way back in 2005. It's a very sweet, fruity fragrance. So let's get onto it. I'm smelling if I've got anything else on. I don't. So nice spray, guys. We got a very good sprayer on this fragrance. Very impressive. Presentation's actually really nice as well. We get this beautiful blue glass bottle here. Very solid. We get this really nice pattern as well on the back. I really like this, how it kind of goes down there. Really, really nice. We get a bit of information there on the bottom. Eau de toilette, 100ml, 3.4 fluid ounce. Made by Joop, Paris. And it's owned by Cody. So, what do I get out of this fragrance? Well, it's just absolutely beautiful. But I remember the first time I smelled this fragrance, because this was one of the last Joop fragrances I ever smelled. And in fact, I think it was the last Joop fragrance I ever smelled. I remember smelling it, and the first thing that came to my head was an older release from Joop. This is a fragrance called Joop Night Flight. This fragrance came out in 1992, whereas this one was 2005. So this one's way older. This is also an aquatic fragrance, if you've never heard of it before. This is a much more masculine aquatic fragrance, whereas I think this one is more like the son version, and this is the father. I really like this fragrance, but I think I like Joop Jump better. I did get a lot of similarities with Night Flight, though, when I smelled this for the first time. But now that I'm smelling this more, I am starting to get much more of an original smell. So, like I said before about it being an aquatic fragrance, it's not just aquatic, it's also very fruity. But whenever I think of an aquatic, I think of something watery, something kind of oceanic, something that resembles the ocean and fresh air. This is more of a very fruity, very kind of sweet, syrupy fragrance. The notes I can kind of detect are kind of lemon, melon. I'm also getting a little bit of sandalwood in there, a bit of lavender as well. But it's a very kind of mossy fragrance as well. I'm also getting a lot of cleanliness, sort of moss, weird notes coming through. It's really strange. Really strange, but it's a beautiful fragrance. Sort of reminds me also of Joop Go. With Joop Go, that's the one in the green bottle, the very light green bottle. I've actually got it. I'm going to be doing a review on it soon. In that fragrance, we have the note of rhubarb, and it kind of reminds me a little bit. They kind of do resemble each other, but I think with this one, we get this kind of very sweet melon and kind of orangey sort of smell out of it. Bergamot, I guess. And with the Joop Go, you get the rhubarb. So I guess they are very similar in terms of smell. I think they were actually made by the same perfumer, a female perfumer. I've actually forgotten. I think it's yeah, I forgot her name. Forgive me, but she's done a tremendous job with it. I will actually put her name in the video. Beautiful fragrance, really, really nice. Really, really nice. I really like it. So it does bring back a nice memory for me. I mean, it wasn't really nice traveling all the way to America by myself and being really tired and stuff, but this fragrance kept me energized and it kept me safe. You know, I really don't know how much more I can really describe it. It was like having company. It was like somebody being there. And this fragrance, whenever I sprayed it, it actually made me feel like I wasn't alone. You know? And I was listening to the Airship album by Port Blue, and I can just tell you right now, I was in a very comfortable state of mind. Getting on a plane to a different city each time was nerve-wracking. But when I sat down and I got myself ready, put my headphones in, listened to Port Blue, and sprayed this fragrance on, I felt great. I felt really safe. So it was very nice memories for me, this fragrance, and I really do like it. So I will hold this very close to my heart. So guys, thank you so much for watching my Fragrance Obsession, episode 73. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been episode 73 of my fragrance obsession. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think of Joop Jump. If you've never smelt it before, let me know what you think of it, and I will definitely get back to you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep smelling good, and bye for now.